Hello to the loyal companions of Narrator of the Ancient Land. Welcome to the beginning of yet another step in our incredible journey into the heart of ancient Iranian history. A journey rooted in legends and stories that span thousands of years, each one unveiling a new layer of the glory and mystery of this eternal land. In this episode, as always, I'll be sharing excerpts from the book The Eternal Land with you. Alongside the narration, I've included historical images and short video clips to help bring the atmosphere and spirit of those times to life. But that's not all. Through this experience, I also want to help you improve your English listening skills. By following the stories, immersing yourself in the language, and hearing the words in context, this channel can also be a fun and engaging way to strengthen your English, especially for those who enjoy history and storytelling. If you enjoyed these stories and want this journey to continue, I truly appreciate your support. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the Narrator of the Ancient Land. Now, are you ready to travel back thousands of years into history? Stay with the narrator. The people of Silk attack the deer to kill them and make use of their hides and bones. Hunting the deer was partly driven by the desire for vengeance, as every year when the wild deer migrated to the north, they would take some of the domesticated deer of Silk with them. Some of the domesticated deer, seeing the wild deer migrating, would become wild themselves and follow them. The people of Silk held the wild deer responsible for the flight of their domesticated deer. That night until morning and the following day until near sunset, the people of Silk spent the entire night and day hunting these animals. After the migration stopped, the people of Silk attempted to skin the deer, but soon realized that skinning these creatures was a long and exhausting task. They couldn't skin all the carcasses in time and leave the skins out in the sun to dry, and before long, the deer carcasses began to decompose. The smell of the decaying bodies spread throughout the city, and the air was thick with the stench. Even Iranban, who was wiser than anyone else in the city, didn't know what to do or how to get rid of the foul odor. Rud's father advised Iranban that the carcasses should be moved away from the city and thrown into a valley to the north. If necessary, they could get help from the people living along the lake's shores. Zab, Iranban's son, set out to ask for help from people in other areas. Without asking for any favor in return, some came by boat along the water and others on foot across the land. They helped move the carcasses out of the city and into the valley to the north and tried to clearing the air of the foul smell. By the time the rain season had not yet begun, Iranban felt ill. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. Now, let's continue the story. Until that time in Silk, illness was understood to be what we today call a cold or the flu. It would typically occur in the fall, before the rains, and sometimes after the rains had started. A number of people would get sick, feel unwell for 2 or 3 days and then recover. When Zab heard that his mother was ill, he went to Iranban and saw that her husband was insisting on feeding her, but Iranban couldn't eat duck meat and was only asking for water. "Mother, why aren't you eating? Are you trying to bring your own death? A person must eat 5 times a day, from sunrise to the time they sleep. In addition, they should eat all the fruits that the sun has made. You yourself told us that if a person doesn't eat those fruits, they will upset the sun, because the sun created them for us to consume. But now we refuse to eat," Zab said. Iranban replied, "My son, I cannot eat because I am ill, and all I can do is drinking water." "Mother, everyone gets sick. I too was ill 2 years ago, but I didn't stop eating. Every day after waking up, I ate a duck, and after returning from the forest, I would eat fish. And midday, I ate deer or duck meats, and in the evening, before going to bed, I ate 2 more meals. You must eat as I did, so that your illness will go away," Zab said. But Iranban couldn't eat, and then 3 days passed and still Iranban's illness didn't improve. It was then that the people of the silk and Iranban herself realized that her illness was not a seasonal false sickness, but something else entirely. And also on the same day that Iranban fell ill, several others also became sick, and the people realized that their symptoms were similar to those of Iranban. Iranban was ill for 15 days, and on the 15th day, she passed away. At the very moment of her death, the people of the city of Silk unanimously declared her daughter-in-law, Rud, as the new Iranban. Iranban died at sunset, and her body was taken out of the city the next morning. After traveling a distance of about 1 farsang, approximately 6 kilometers, they reached a hill called Gum. On the Gum hill, Iranban's body was placed in a way that her face was turned eastward toward the sun. All the residents of Silk were present on that day at Gum hill and bid farewell to Iranban. Zab, the son of Iranban, knew that after some time only her bones would remain. As her closest relative, he would have to return to Gum hill, collect his mother's bones and place them in a pit on the same hill to ensure that a space remained available for future burials. Meanwhile, Rud, who had now become the ruler in place of the former Iranban, did not have her mother-in-law's experience. However, like all Iranian women, she was intelligent. It is important to note that the leadership of women in Silk was a natural privilege, not an artificial tradition. Women were rulers because they possessed greater wisdom and intelligence than the men, and through their wise guidance, made life easier for the people. In the days following Rud's ascension, the city of Silk became a place of mourning. People were dying one after another from the same illness that had taken Iranban's life. No one knew the cause of the disease or how to cure it. One day, as Rud raised a clay up to drink water, she detected a foul smell. She called her husband Zab, handed him the cup, and asked him to smell the water. Zab sniffed the water and also noticed a putrid scent. "This smells like a carcass," he said. At that moment, Rud realized this is the stench of the deer carcasses we drew into the valley. The water we drink passes over those carcasses, which is why it smells so bad. The young Iranban ordered the people of Silk to source their drinking water from another place. Even though the nearest city was some distance away, they arranged to bring drinking water from there. As a result, no one else in Silk succumbed to the deadly disease. Today we know that the illness that killed Iranban and many residents of Silk was typhoid, caused by contaminated water carrying bacteria from the decaying deer carcasses. The story is still unfolding. Ancient Iran is full of mysterious and fascinating tales. Stay tuned for the next episode as we uncover another hidden chapter of history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and join the narrator for the next episode.